Okay, so I took the Edsby training and I've never used it for anything else but report cards. Um, but I've been kind of playing around with it and I think I figured out how to use it for primary and make it easy for our parents. So hopefully this helps you also. All right, so go to Edsby and you're going to log in with your regular login. And the first thing I did when I came in is over here, I picked the very top button and I changed the name to Click Here because for our parents that have never used it before, I don't want to put different things in different folders. I want everything accessible in one link for them. So what I did was I changed the name of my very top one to Click Here, Miss Backstrom's class, and I'll show you how to do that. So then I told my parents when they come in, literally just click there, and it's going to come up to all of their work. The way that I'm going to set it up is every night I'm going to upload the next day's work, and all of Monday's activities will be listed right here for them to see, and they can scroll down for Monday writing, Monday reading. As you can see right now, I only have one sample lesson on there. But first I'll show you how to change your name to Click Here. So when you open up, you're going to go to classes. Don't click on the word classes, but click on your very top one. I think mine was language arts. So what I did was I clicked on it. And then over here on this right-hand side, there's this little tiny V, which is a drop-down menu. Click on it and click Setup. And in Setup, this is the name that it was originally, Language Arts Kindergarten. Over here where it says personalized name, you can type in whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it Click Here, go ahead. If you want to call it something else, just type it in. I use Click Here so that it's pretty self-explanatory. Just change the name and then click Save at the bottom. Okay, mine has already changed, so I don't have to do anything. Okay, so then that changes it. So when your students open up Edsby, the top one is going to be Click Here. Now, if you changed it and you're going to put it all in one file, make sure that every time you upload things, journal entries and things, you click on just that link at the top. Okay, so now that that's done, like I said, the way that I'm going to set it up is they're going to be able to scroll and they're going to be able to see Monday writing, Monday reading, Monday math, Monday, whatever subject areas you're putting on there for them. So I used the journal entries right at the top, and you can see my first one. It says Monday writing. That's the title that I put into it, and I put my directions to do, and I gave the directions for the assignment on Monday writing. And down below, you see that I have 3 different links that they can click on. And these are clickable links. So the task that they're doing for writing is the document that I uploaded in the middle. So when parents or students come on and they click on the document, it's literally going to pull up the document that they need to do. They can either use the screen and then transfer it onto a piece of paper, or if they have a printer at home, they can use this little print button and they can print it off. Now, this was the document that they're going to be working on, but they have these little toggles on either side where I can scroll back and forth, and I put a clickable link to a song, and they can click on it, and it goes right to YouTube and comes up with the song that I want them to listen to. But we're going to go back, and you can see whatever directions you put up there, even when they're on these links, are on the side over here. So they can see the directions while they're scrolling through their different resources. And I just put on another sentence song for their writing activity. When you want to get out of this area, you're going to go to this little tiny X right here, and it'll bring you back to your page. So basically, that's how I'm going to set it up. Anything that you put in this news feed in the middle is going to also go into their journal entries as long as you make it as a journal entry, which is what I chose to do for mine. You can add documents from your computer. You can add links from YouTube or wherever you need to on the internet to any of the entries, and I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. What I did for myself, because I like to have all my resources in one area, there's an area up here with this little folder, a personal folder. When you click on it, you can make your own folders, and as you can see, I have a million different folders with all different files already stored in them that I plan on using for the weeks that we're off. And the way that you make a new file in here is you click the new button, click folder, and then you can type in the name of the folder. So I'll just type in sample and create folder. Now, when you type it, you'll notice that it doesn't come up. You have to refresh the screen, so you have to go out of there and then back into it. And then it'll show up. So now I have my sample folder. Now with this folder, I can click on it and I can click the upload button. I can upload links to YouTube. The apps button does not work on here, but you can do links to YouTube. You can do files from your computer, or you can do pictures. And we can do that later, but we can take a look at one of the folders. If I click on the little folder button, like for example, my Brain Breaks has all different YouTube links in there. This is just a way of storing. You don't have to do this, but this is a way of storing all of the links and things that you would like to use. And then later, all you need to do is click on that link. And down here at the very bottom, you can right click, copy the link address, and then you can post it into one of your journal entries, like I did with the writing the songs at the beginning. But this is just an organization thing. You don't have to do it. You can go directly from YouTube and put those links on. But just for me, it was easier to have everything. And this is something that the kids will not see. This is your personal folder. This is just for you. You have to actually share it out in the journal entries or the notes for them to be able to access it. Okay, so let me show you how to, we'll come back to this later. I can show you how to use this for a journal entry for different assignments if you're going to set it up the same way that I did. Okay, so we're back to the beginning. We go to click here because this is where I'm loading all my assignments. So I'm going to make journal entries. That's what I did over here. So you're going to click on journal. It's going to come up to all this information that you can put in. What I did was in topics covered, I'm going to put Monday, and I'll just make an example one. And I'm going to do all capital letters just so that it's really self-explanatory. Monday, social studies. And that's all I'm going to type in there. Now there are links right here, but I wouldn't suggest putting links in here because they are not clickable. It'll come up with URL, but they cannot click on it. So I'll show you where to do that in a little bit. So I'm just putting Monday social studies. You can put whatever you want to do. This is where you're going to put the directions for the lesson. And for social studies, right now we're learning about our neighborhoods and our address and our phone number and things like that. So I'm just going to put a sample lesson. Now, like I said, there's this little link right here to insert a link, but that's just going to show the URL. It is not going to be a clickable link. But if you wanted something that they can click it and go right to it, right down here at the very bottom, you're going to click on this little link button, or if you're attaching a document from your computer like a PDF or a Word file, click on this one. But I'm going to click a link one because I would like to link a song. Now, again, I could go to my personal folder and I can copy that address and put it down there, or I can go directly to YouTube. I can find my song, and this is the song that I found that I wanted to put on. So I'm just going to right click, copy the address, and then I'm going to paste it right in here. And then you don't have to do anything. It takes a second before it pops up, and then you're going to click submit. It's going to make you press submit again. I'm not sure why it does that, but it does it every time. And then there's my song right there. If for some reason you decide, no, I don't want to put that on there, there's a little trash can button that you can remove the file with before you share it. Down here, it gives you options for where you want to share it. I'm just going to leave it in post this class only because all of my things are going to be in the same area for my parents. And once I'm ready to share it out, you're just going to click the share button. And now it's going to pop up at the top of your feed, and it's going to say Monday Social Studies with the directions, and then your link is right here that they can click on and they can go directly to that song. Now, when you're putting things on, if you're going to do it the same way that I am, where you're doing daily things, when you load it backwards. Whatever you want to be at the top, you're going to load last. The first thing that you load is going to be pushed to the bottom. So every time I load something new, that's going to be at the very top of my journal. That's what they're going to see first when they enter Edsby. So right now I have 2 journal items. This one I added the other day for the parents to explore, and now I have this one up at the top. Over here, in the journal, if you click on it, it will show the same thing, but it shows it by day. So when I click on it, it shows me a calendar of when I added each thing. But I told my parents just stick to here and scroll through just to make it easier for them. So what else did I want to say? All right, so there's that. And when the parents click on, again, the resources, they'll pop up and it goes right to YouTube and starts playing the video that I loaded for the kids. Okay. And this just makes it really, really easy for the parents. So if I wanted to do a journal entry, and I'm just going to do read aloud. And well, I'll title it Monday read aloud just so that they know. And I wanted to add a file of me reading a story to the kids. Now, in my own personal folder, I have all my read alouds. And these are videos that I recorded already of myself reading each one of these books. And say I want to do caps for sale. So I'm going to click on it. Down here is where the link is to my YouTube channel, where I have them all stored. So I'm going to copy the link address, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into my journal entry, which I started but did not finish. I'm going to go right to the bottom and I'm going to add my link right away while I have that address copied. Wait a minute for it to come up, and then there it is. I'm going to click submit, and then a second time click submit. So now my link is there, and then I just have to type in my title. Okay, and then I could type in directions here. I'm not going to type in the directions and everything, but I just want to show you how it'll come up. You share it, and then when they're ready, click on it. And it's going to pop up to a video of me reading the story Caps for Sale to the kids. And what I did was, in my videos, I posed questions throughout the story just like I would in the classroom. And at the end of some of the videos of me reading stories, I posed questions for the kids to either talk to a parent about or as a writing task. So that's how I set up, I'm going to set up my reading lessons. Okay, so I can exit out of here. And when the kids log in, they will see, like I said, everything that you posted right in the middle here. And I'm going to title them by day. I'm not going to load my whole week's worth all at once, because then it's a little overwhelming. And like I said, if I post one thing, it goes all the way to the bottom. Post the next thing, it's at the top. Then it just continually pushes things down. So I want just Monday's activities on there, and then the next day I'm going to post Tuesday's activities so they're at the top of the feed. The other thing I wanted to show you was there's a messaging feature up here where you can click on this little envelope. And this is where you can type messages, you can compose a message to students. So one of my students' parents had already messaged me about something, a video that I sent out for them on how to use it, and I was able to respond. And so that's the messaging feature, and you can compose messages to the whole class or just to one student. And if you want to delete a journal entry, you can just remove it right there, and I'm going to remove them so I can go back and actually type in better directions than what I did for my samples. Okay. Even though I removed it, it's still in the journal. I actually have to go into the journal to remove it, and you can just click today. I'm going to go to this little settings. I have to check the little box at the top, and then go to settings and click delete. Okay. And then it will delete those off of there. So if you want to delete something that you posted, again, I'll show you that one more time. Click on Edsby, click here. And then for this journal, I'm going to click on journal. And I think I posted this last week, so I'm going to find where it was posted. There it is. If I want to delete this one, I'm going to click on the little gear at the top. Then I'm going to click this little box, and then I'm going to click delete. I don't actually want to delete this one. I want to leave that up for parents to look at over the weekend. So I'm going to leave that and I'm going to cancel, but that's how you would delete it in the journals. If you are deleting something from the news feed, all you need to do is click this little trash can, but it stays in the journal. And I think I'm going to do that every day. So I'll go in, when I go in Tuesday, I'm going to delete all of Monday's things from the news feed so that they're just seeing Tuesday's activities. Mondays will still stay in the journal over here. They can always go to journal and they can access what I posted, but it'll only show Tuesday's activities on here for the next day. I don't know. That's just how I'm going to set it up, just to make it easy so that there's not too much information and too much for our parents that have never used it. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll help if I can. All right, and then just log out when you're done, and that's it. All right, bye-bye.